Okay. Hello, my name is Andi from the Intag e.V. and Freundeskreis. We are a group of young people who are supporting the Intag region in their struggle against mining projects. Today, our guest, Jose Cueva from the Intag region. He is a coffee grower, environmentalist and representative of the Hydro Intag project. Thank you for being here, and we are here in the Rösterei, Quijote Kaffee in Hamburg, and we have some questions to the topic of coffee. So I just start asking you some questions. The first question is, what is your personal relationship towards coffee?
Okay, thank you very much. I began to work in the coffee world more than 12 years ago. When I came out from the school, I really want to grow organic coffee, agroforestry coffee, and I was looking for a place to do it in Ecuador. There are many good places to grow organic coffee, and I found this beautiful region in the northwest Ecuador that is Intag. Mm-hmm. So in Intag, as soon as I arrived to Intag, I knew that there was a struggle against this big mining project. So I decided to begin work with the people there to create a new alternative that can compete in the economical terms with the mining development. So and at this moment I began working in the coffee. We found a cooperative of coffee farmers. We began to roast, to baggage, to sell coffee in Ecuador. Then we start with international contacts in Japan, in the US, and so on, to export coffee. And since then, I've been working. I buy a farm. I become a farmer, a coffee grower with our neighbors and the partners of the coffee cooperative. And then I get involved in the national movement of coffee growers in Ecuador. We started a national guild. More than 10,000 coffee farmers were involved in this national guild. And it was during the last coffee crisis in the 2000. And I have been involved in different projects of coffee development and coffee commercialization in Ecuador.
Okay, very interesting. So, why did you visit Germany in these days? It's our next question.
Well, I've been invited by Intag e.V. to present our history of struggle against this big mining model of developing in Ecuador, and how the Intag people has stopped this possibility and create a new project of development. And we showed the movie Under Rich Earth, where it showed the hardest period of fight against mining companies. But also we have a conversation with the people, to the assistants, about what's going on in the region and all our projects. And also we have participated in different events showing one of our main projects that we have developed for the Intag region, that is the Hydro Intag project. It's a project to take advantage of one of our most important natural resources, that is water, towards installing 10 small microhydro facilities to produce energy to sell to the national grid, and then reinvest the utilities, the profits, in the sustainable development of our watershed Ernte.
Okay, thank you. So, what about your cooperation between you and Quijote Kaffee in Hamburg? So, what is good and what goes bad? Maybe some experience of the last time you had.
Well, I think the relation between Intag Coffee Farmers, AACRI is the name of our organization, Rio Intag Coffee Growers Association, and Quijote Kaffee begins maybe 1.5, 2 years ago, and I think it's the result. the result of the cooperation between Intag and the people from Intag. And for us it's a very, very important process that is beginning, because we found that Quijote Kaffee is a very transparent organization here in Germany. We have sold a small amount of coffee last year, and I think it's going to grow up in the next years. Maybe we have to go very slow because we don't have enough coffee to offer to so different markets we have. But I have good expectations of what's going on here. I think the way that Quijote Cafe it's open markets and promoting the coffee producing and the quality of coffee, it's exactly what we were looking for years ago, because we are into the fair trade movement, but not the mainstream fair trade, but trying to get in contact directly with consumers, directly with roasters all around the world, because we are not just selling coffee, but we are selling hope from the people of Intag. And because, as I told you, the coffee growing in Intag is not just an activity, economical activity, but it's an alternative for a new economical development model in our region. And well, I have very good expectations with Quijote Cafe. In the next years, we are going to sell every year a little bit more coffee. Mm-hmm. This year is very difficult for us because there's a lack of coffee in the whole market, and especially in our region, there's small quantities of coffee to offer.
Okay, thank you. Next question is, what do you think about the current situation in the coffee business in general? So maybe giving a more or clearer understanding for the consumers, what's going on in the coffee market, looking also to the Intag region and what are the connections between the things. Maybe can you give me a small introduction to this?
Well, I'm talking from our side. I can say that the coffee market has changed so much in the last years. When we began with this project, with this production, we were in the global crisis of the coffee market with very low prices, and in this process we have seen how the market goes up and climbs, and now we have this year we had historic prices, and this is it has two sides. From one side is good for the farmer, for the coffee farmers, because they can access to good prices, but at the same time it's bad for the organization, for the cooperative, because the cooperative has to pay, has to increase the price and has to compete with buyers of coffee that came from different parts to our region. This time we had buyers from Colombia, from the cities, paying very high prices, and it gets difficult for the cooperative to compete in these situations. And we have a problem that we are very close to Colombian border, and the internal price of Colombia is very high, very high, because they cannot, they have problems to provide to their contractors, and they have paid as much as the double of our local price. So in this scenario, it's very difficult for the cooperative to compete, and that's why we have small quantities of coffee this year. But on the other hand, I think coffee farmers are getting more money with this situation. Some coffee farmers are going to invest in their farms, and we hope in the next year we will have more coffee to offer. But we have to make change into the organization. It's a challenge now to see this new scenario, because somebody says that the coffee prices will be in good situation for the next years.
Mhm.
So we have to make internal change in the organization to avoid the possibility to lose our coffee with middleman that come to buy coffee directly in the region. But we are optimistic of what's going on. So let's see.
Just let me add some question to this. What do you think we can support in this process, or what do you think could be good to avoid the lack of coffee from different aspects? Maybe you have already some ideas how to go on, or how to improve.
Well, we have a structural problem in Ernte because the coffee is not a traditional product of their. Coffee used to be just in the back of the houses for local consumption, for own consumption of the people. And 10-12 years ago we began to transform this production in a commercial product. And in this period the people has increased their plantations and their production, but now the people are challenging changes in the market, and especially in the soil, the climate changes. So the people needs to invest more now to maintain the commercial level of the coffee production. In this situation, probably what the people of our region most need are financially to grow more, and especially to maintain a good quality, a good production. We are in Ecuador looking for agreement with the national institutions of financial institutions to access to loans, but it is very difficult because the money in Ecuador is very expensive, because we are dollarized. We have the dollar as a local currency, a national currency, and with a big inflation, we have real problems to access to loans. Especially the private banks, even the national bank, don't have financial products according to the coffee production. Because when you start growing coffee, you need at least 3 years without incomes. So you cannot pay a part of the loan during this period, and that's our main problem, to have this possibility to finance the growing of the coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens in the next days, because we are getting in touch with different financial institutions, even ones that we met here in Germany. Probably we can this way trying to change the situation.
Okay, thank you.